Yo, today we're going to go over my controller settings, which will work on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. What is going on? Sergeant Gas here. Hope everybody's having a great day. A lot of people have been asking for my settings on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And here today, we are going to be going over my controller settings as well as my graphic settings because we are now playing on PC instead of PlayStation. But of course, the controller settings part will work on Xbox, PlayStation, and as well as PC. And the reason for that is because they have a new remapping feature on here within the game, so you don't have to do it through the PlayStation. And I know Xbox wasn't able to use my settings in the past because they weren't able to remap the controller, and PC is just very complicated when you're doing it through a third-party software. So if we go over to controller settings here, I don't have any of this stuff touched anymore except for controller vibration, because they have a new edit button layout. I actually haven't touched it. I was using like DS4 Windows or something for PC, but now since they added the edit button layout, it is amazing because you can use my controller settings on any device, PC, Xbox, or PlayStation. You used to only be able to do it on PlayStation because they had a remapping feature. Now it's within Call of Duty, so you can do it on any device, which is really, really cool. So we go in here, you set your button layout to preset custom. You can change all of your settings on here. You don't have to do it through PlayStation remapping. You don't got to do no third-party software craziness on PC, which can get very complicated, because it was very complicated when I set it up on DS4 Windows. But now we can remap our controller this way, and it makes it so much easier not having to use all those third-party softwares on PC. So the first one that you change, all you got to do is click on it, and it's going to say question marks, and it's going to say binding. So you would just click the button that you want to change it to if you do want to remap your controller. For me, jumping, mantling, and all that stuff is R3. I like to jump with R3, kind of stick and move behavior. My sliding on here is X, and when I slide with X, it makes it so much easier to like aim down my not aim down my sights. It makes it so much easier for me to aim around with my R3 because of how I hold the controller. So if you can see it, it might be a little difficult to see, but my thumb like overlaps the X button while I can like, you know, move the analog stick. So I'm able to slide while moving my aiming stick, and it makes it that much easier to get kills just while you're using your movement. So people in the past have said that like it looked like I've used a scuff controller. Do I have paddles or anything? But it's a default controller that I'm using. There's nothing about it that has any sort of like modifications or anything. And that's why I love these settings that I've been using since Black Ops 3, because it is so easy to use your movement while aiming without having to use paddles or anything, and you don't have to spend a crazy amount of money on a controller like that. The next thing, of course, is flipping your R1, L1, R2, L2, or RT, LT, whatever it's called on Xbox as well. You can switch this so you fire the weapon with R1, aim down your sights with L1. Lethal equipment is R2, and tactical equipment is L2, because this is the flipped ability. It's better to shoot with L1 and R1 because you don't have to spend more time pushing down your back trigger things. They take longer than obviously your L1 and R1. So that's just one of those things that make it easier and like that millisecond of difference to get into that gunfight. We go down to the last thing that I have modified on here. It is my melee button, which I have changed to circle. Of course, if you want to look for reference, if you are on an Xbox controller and you don't know the conversions or anything, you could just look at the little picture there on the right and change the buttons that correlate to your controller on Xbox. So wherever the X button is, you can change that. Wherever the circle button is, you can change that on Xbox. So yeah, these are the settings that I use on my controller. R3 for jumping, X for sliding, R1 and L1 for shooting and aiming down my sights. Of course, R2 and L2 is tactical and lethal equipment, and then melee is circle. So this is pretty much a hybrid like combination of stick and move plus tactical, which you were never able to do in-game at the same time. You would have to pick either tactical or stick and move. This is the way that I've loved playing since Black Ops 3. Many years I've been playing this way. So you definitely should give it a go if you are looking for settings to try out. This is one of my go-tos that I love using for movement and just being able to, you know, have a much smoother experience. Controller vibration here is another option that you should not have on. I know controller vibration might kind of give into the immersion, but controller vibration off while you're shooting is going to actually give you more precise aiming because of that stimulant feeling of vibration. It kind of like messes with your aim. You might not notice, but it's one of those slight things that do help out when you have it off. Now for trigger effect, I don't know if this is on an Xbox controller, but I know on the PS5 controllers, they have this thing where it kind of like, it feels like heavy when you're trying to throw a grenade or anything like that. I do not like that, so we keep that off. For my aiming, my horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity is 6.6. That's where is the sweet spot that I've been playing on. Maybe some people might want to go up to 7.7 if it is a little too slow for you, but that's where I like it. You don't want to play on too high of sensitivity because it might mess with your aim. This is just kind of the sweet spot of where I like to be. That's not too low and not too high. My ADS sensitivity is going to be 0.90. This is where I like to use around this point is in all of the last few Call of Duties I've been using that. For sensitivity multiplayer, I don't touch any of this. I leave this all be. Our vertical aim axis, I don't touch that. For gameplay and under automatic sprint, we actually change this to automatic sprint. Of course, you can have automatic tactical sprint if you'd like, but I don't always want to keep tactical sprinting at times. This is a good option to, you know, give your thumb a break or not break your analog sticks a lot quicker than usual. But stuff like this can mess with like shotgun hip firing and stuff because it might make you sprint and then you can't shoot. So if you don't want to have this on while using shotguns or going for camo challenges for shotguns or hip fire weapons, make sure to have this off. Now, if we go over to advanced, our target aim assist, of course, is on for controller, and the aim assist type that we are using is Black Ops. We're not actually using the default aim assist type, and a lot of people on Twitter or just around in social media have been saying that Black Ops is their favorite one. On here, it is the traditional aim slowdown near target used in Black Ops games. So if you're used to older Black Ops Call of Duties and you like the aim assist on that, definitely give this a go. It feels really, really nice. All this stuff right here for aiming, we do not touch. We leave that all be. Our input dead zones, we do not touch. For all the movement behavior here, we didn't touch any of this. We left it as is and not messing with a single thing here. Combat behaviors all stay the same. Vehicle behaviors, if there's anything here that's different and you want to change it to it, or you just want to leave it alone, this is stuff that I don't mess with. That, of course, is going to do it for the controller part of the video. If that was all you're here for, you can leave the video now, because we're going to go over the graphic settings for PC. If you are on PC, this is going to be for you as well. Now, all my PC settings I got off of Twitter by the name of BR Paradox. You can look them up on Twitter yourself if you'd like to see. They are a PC building company, and they also do optimizations. So I decided to copy their settings, and it did boost my FPS. If any of it looks funky, of course, you can change to your liking. But I used their settings, and it made my frames boost up like crazy. Of course, your display monitor, display adapter, and your screen refresh rate is all going to be different than mine. Display resolution. Now, we're just going to go down the list because I don't exactly remember what I turned off or turned on. Just while we're going down the list, you can copy anything that is different to your liking. If we go to custom frame rate, I like to put my menu custom frame rate at 60 because, you know, we're not doing anything much. I like to keep that at 60 and just have my FPS really high in game. We're going to keep going down the list here, and if anything is different, make sure to change it. We go over to quality, all this good stuff here as well. I know I did change quite a bit of things. So make sure if I'm going too fast to pause the video and copy the screen of what I am showing. Yeah, I believe while doing all these setting changes, it made my FPS boost up by like 60 plus more FPS. So if you are looking for more FPS on your PC so you can have a higher resolution and it just looks more smoother, then definitely try to give these a go for your settings. One of the things I do remember changing down here is world motion blur and weapon motion blur. Some people like the immersion of this. This is just something that you should turn off, so it makes the game look better and smoother. This doesn't have to really do anything with FPS or anything like that. Film grain, of course, is 0.00. That's a big one to have off. Field view is a big one for a lot of people. Some people like to play on 120. Some people like to play on 80 default. I like to do it like right around the middle, 102. I might put it up a little bit more, but 102 is my sweet spot, and that's what I've been using. And then everything else here, I don't believe I touched. You can just leave the same. That is going to do it for all of my graphic settings. If you get an FPS boost by using those PC graphic settings, make sure to smash the like button to show that it did work for you. And definitely give my controller settings a try. I really love them. Like I said, I've been using them since Black Ops 3 throughout PlayStation, and now on PC, I'm still using it, and I just love it. Although slide canceling is not in the game, the movement is still really, really good, and I hope it helps you have smoother gameplay while playing in multiplayer. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 content. We've been uploading every single day, as well as streaming 10 plus hours on the camo grind. So if you ever want to see me grind my camos out, make sure to turn on notifications to know when I go live and catch me live. If you made it this far into the video, I want you to comment down below the word mouse to show that you did make it this far, and I appreciate all your support. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one.